Hi friends, it's me, Ali, your fancy friend in Montreal. For today's video, we're going to go over the best and a couple worst luxury beauty products of 2024. For the sake of brevity, I will keep it cutthroat, the best of the best, the ones that stood out to me the most, and we're going to focus on new releases because I tested out a lot of new makeup last year. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. And yes, iced coffee in winter is essentially a lifestyle for me. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go back in time. It's a time capsule, and we're going to start at the top of the year and go all the way down. So, the first standout release of last year is this Chanel Quad Éclat de Nuit. This was their reimagination of a smoky eye palette, and I fell for this hook, line, and sinker. It's absolutely stunning. This is the shade or the palette 388, and it's basically a smoky eye but reimagined. So what they did is they focused on the light as much as the dark. So even though this is a smoky eye quad, you actually only have one dark color and the other three are light. It's different textures, different finishes. So it's that play on light. And this is just so pretty. It's classic. You know, classic works for a reason. A smoky eye always looks lovely. Also, especially in like the bleak, cold, harsh winter, something about a smoky eye feels appropriate and it feels very chic. So this was the first one I could think of. And around the same time, I think the same week, there was also the Chanel Les Beiges winter collection. Remember when Chanel came out with a Les Beiges winter release a few winters ago this year? They skipped it for some reason. They brought it out and got rid of it very unceremoniously. This is the Rose Polaire, so like a polar rose blush. This blush, it's buildable, it's soft, but it has almost like a pinky peach slight shift to it. So it has a little bit of glow. There's no glitter, but there's just something so pretty and light, and I wore it a lot. I still wear it. It's very, very pretty. There's some magic in it that doesn't have any highlighter. There's no glitter, but it has a soft glow. I'm not wearing that right now. I'm wearing something else that I'll show you, but very, very pretty. Absolutely astonishing. Those two sold out really quickly. And like I stated at the beginning, when I was thinking of this video, I really ran products off the top of my head. What were like no-brainers that got me hook, line, and sinker and pulled me through all year. I couldn't get enough of, and those two for sure. Moving on to my lips here. Last year, Guerlain came out with their own version of a lip glow oil from Dior, but basically the Guerlain version. And this is the Kiss Kiss Bee Glow 309 Honey Glow. That's what I'm wearing. Nothing else. No lip liner, no lipstick, nothing. Just this lip oil. It's a perfect shade of your lip but better, nude, a peaky. I meant to say peachy and pinky and came out with peaky. A pinky brown, that makes more sense. That's this color here. The wand is very generous. You get a nice application. I've used up quite a bit of this product here. It also stains your lip. So even though it's a lip oil, it gives you a nice generous coat. And then as the lip oil dries down, you are left with a stain on your lips. This is just a little swatch here, but it's nice that it stains the lips because that way, once the lip oil evaporates, you're still left with a lip color. Moving on to another lip product here from Dior now. This is the Lip Maximizer in the shade 067 Icy Blue. Now, this looks wild. I know, I bought this online. I was like, listen, I have to see what this is. So the Maximizer line, it's a plumping lip gloss. It has a little bit of a minty scent and a minty plumping sensation. This is blue, but when you wear it, it doesn't actually look blue. The Maximizer line reacts to your lips pH. So the blue on me turns into a light lilac or lavender. It certainly is not a blue like a sort of hypothermic shade, which you might expect. It's more of a milky lilac. It is so nice. It's really one of a kind, a special shade. It's very interesting. I was really curious about it and I'm happy I bought it. And it's so fun. Not only is it a pretty color, but it's just fun to pull this out of your purse and be like, excuse me, let me apply blue lipstick or lip gloss. It's really fun. And okay, just a quick side note. When I did the Guerlain lip oil review, I realized it's a couple dollars cheaper and you get a little bit more product than the Dior lip oil. So just keep that in mind. This is the maximizer, but this lip oil here in general. So just keep that in mind. They're very similar products, but the one from Guerlain is like a little bit less expensive. Last year, Dior decided to revisit the famous Miss Dior parfum. I adore this perfume. The 2010 version of this perfume was my perfume, my fragrance. I repurchased that several times. It had this sweet popcorn caramel scent. It was astounding. People would stop me in the street. I bought it multiple times, and that recipe, that formula is not with us anymore, but this one here is close. I do love this a lot. I wear it a lot. This is the pure perfume. It's not an eau de parfum, eau de toilette. It's the concentrate. Gone through about half the bottle. I think that this is the closest we will get. You know, right now it's Francis Kurkdjian, who is the nose for Dior, and he decided to reinterpret this scent. I love it. I think it's astounding. If you like that 2010s Miss Dior, I think you should give it a try. I bought this online with a hope and a prayer, and it worked out very nicely, but it's not the exact same thing, but I think it's the closest we will get for the time being. I don't know if they'll ever recreate it exactly. If they do, I'm buying it in bulk, but until then, I'm keeping that. Moving on to what I'm wearing on my complexion. This is the U Beauty Super Tinted Hydrator, and this is the shade 04. This one is described as light to medium skin tone for number 4. So if you look on the website, it'll guide you a little bit. So the Super Tinted Hydrator is an extremely moisturizing tinted skin product. It's not really a foundation. It's very lightweight, very sheer, but it's very moisturizing, very hydrating in the cold, harsh Montreal climate. I love this product. It's a bit runny, as you can see. It's very light, it's very sheer. You're not going to cover a ton, but it just helps to even out, to blur, hide some imperfections. You know, I'm a human being. I'm going to have imperfections, but it just evens things out and leaves me with a healthy glow. I'm not wearing highlighter. I'm wearing this with some concealer and blush. You know, there's no highlighter here. It's just this beautiful, healthy glow, which is really nice. Moving on to Guerlain again, we have the terracotta blush. So last year they came out with the beautiful terracotta blush series. I bought a couple, but the shade 01 Light Pink is what stood out to me the most. And as you can tell, it has been well loved. This is in fact the blush that I'm wearing today. It's slightly cool toned, but not too cool. It's a little bit pink, a little bit plummy, just very pretty with this entire look that I'm going for today. In general, these blushes are so long wearing. I have another shade that I like, but don't love as much as this. But these blushes, they're buildable, they're soft. You have to build them up a little tiny bit, but once they are in place, they are in place, okay? This is, I think, one of the most long-wearing blushes I've tried, regardless of wearing scarves and parkas and things like that. This blush doesn't move, it doesn't fade, it doesn't budge. Some blushes fade as the day goes on, not this one. It stays in place, so it's beautiful. And again, I'm not wearing highlighter, okay? I'm wearing a bronzer and a blush here. It has this beautiful lit from within quality. It's luminous without being glittery or like a chunky glitter. It's really phenomenal. Very, very pretty blushes. Moving on to this lipstick here from Chanel. This was the Rouge Allure Velvet Nuit Blanche. Remember this? This release, now this was a release. So the Nuit Blanche, a Nuit Blanche means an all-nighter. So it was inspired by an all-nighter out in Paris. So every lipstick has a number corresponding to a time of night. And this is 7 o'clock in the morning. This one here is the most beautiful Audrey Hepburn peachy pink lipstick. This lipstick sold out so quickly because it's just, oh, look at this. I wore this so much. It's so easy to wear. Around this time, I was super into blue eyeshadow, still am, and the smoky eye and things like that. And this just paired so nicely. It also is just really nice any day, even with a more neutral eye look. It's just so pretty, absolutely gorgeous. And the packaging, the white and black, so fresh. Absolutely adore this lipstick here in this whole release. Around this time, Chanel came out with an eyeshadow palette that I haven't adored an eyeshadow palette from them like this in a long time, and this has been so due. This is the number 78 Rivage. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. Look at this gorgeous palette. Right now, Chanel is on a orange is the new red kick, and a lot of the products are still available at the counter and online. Quelle surprise. However, this beautiful palette with this stunning blue shade sold out instantly. Many people could not get access to this palette because it sold out at the counters before the release date. It's almost as if people really enjoy neutral and cool toned eyeshadows. So I call this the blue palette, of course, because there is that absolutely gorgeous sky blue. But at the heart of it, this is a neutral palette with a pop of blue. This is how I interpret this palette because it really is neutral except for that one blue, which is what I dig into the most, of course. But whenever you see something this style, think of it as a neutral palette. I mean, if there's four neon colors, of course it's not neutral, but it really is a beautiful neutral with a beautiful blue. This, I think, is the standout product of 2024, in my opinion, humbly. Yeah, this is so gorgeous. And again, this sold out instantly everywhere. So maybe they should move into a cool toned blue phase. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to be stuck in their orange as the new red for several years, but one can hope, one can hope. At the same time as Rivage, they came out with this waterproof eyeliner called Blue Abyss 82. This I'm wearing as well. This also sold out instantly, and people had a hard time getting their hands on. Look at this. It's more of a punchy blue. It's a bit more intense. I love this so much. I wear it all the time. I wear it on its own. I wear it with this palette here. Absolutely gorgeous, stunning. This release is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Moving on to a new discovery for me for 2024, RMS Beauty. I had always been a little bit curious about them, but last year they came out with a Hydra bronzer collection, and then they added some shades to the Hydra blush series, and I decided to test them out. I might switch arms here. So this is the RMS Beauty bronzer in the shade Tan Lines. This is a little bit more neutral, cool leaning. As you can see, I have massacred this. I have used it so much since I purchased it. It's really lovely. It's soft. It's a little bit buildable. It has like a little bit of a soft jelly texture. It's incredibly luminous. This is so pretty. It's very luminous. It has no glitter to it, but it's luminous. It's not a flat matte. It gives you that glow. You know when we talk about that glow from the beach? This is that bronzer series. It gives you such a beautiful, healthy, glow. It looks so gorgeous. And then I bought the blush called Crystal Slippers because I wanted something that would wear together. And I kind of wanted a blush that looks like a blush and a bronzer had a baby. So sometimes I wear just this. It's very, very pretty. The blush series, in my opinion, is more luminous. It has a little bit more of a highlighter dimension to it. It's a bit more luminous. So if I wear the blush, I don't wear a highlighter, but I'm not wearing any highlighter today. I'm just wearing these products and just, oof, so healthy, so glowy. So last year, Dior decided to redo everything, of course. I mean, they've redone everything all the time and they're continuing to do so, but they redid their single eyeshadows. I picked up a couple. The ones that I kept were the, oh my goodness, 162 Bleu Bayadère. I mean, I stuck with the blue, of course. So pretty. And then I also picked up 619 Metallic Tutu. So technically this is a metallic finish and the other one is a glitter. I'll go ahead and show you swatches. So Tutu is like a peachy rose gold. This is a gorgeous standalone shade. You could wear this with a mascara and out the door. Like, it's a gorgeous one and done. Very simple. It's in the rose gold family, but I would consider it neutral in a way. Like, this is not super punchy, but of course I went with Bleu Bayadère here. Oh, it's really intense. Like, look at this beautiful indigo. This one here is very richly saturated. Look at this. It's so stunning. This one is technically a glitter formula, but I do not experience this as glitter. It is satiny, it is metallic, but I don't feel anything gritty, and it does look luminous and sparkly, but it's so pretty. I've worn these together, I've mixed them. I've done all sorts of looks on this channel, and I love these. Another super standout product of last year is the Chanel Les Beiges Oversized Bronzer. Now, I don't love all the oversized products. The oversized face and eye palettes are bad, in my opinion, but the bronzers from the Les Beiges category specifically tend to be all right. And this one here is better than all right. This one is the shade Medium Rose Gold. So when these came out, it was very confusing, but the name Medium Rose Gold is really just an indication of the blush here, because a lot of the highlighter and bronzer, depending on the shade, some of them looked very similar, but for me, it's the blush that is a standout. So you can use these separately or just do a big swirl. I've done a little bit of both, and as you can see, the palette is very well loved. This is the palette down here. This is so pretty. Now, because it's oversized, it's even more expensive than a regular product, and there's a lot of product here. I've used it a lot. I'm nowhere near hitting pan, but it is gorgeous. And last time I looked online, it's still available. Maybe they just restocked it. I'm surprised that it's available. I thought this was a one and done. Apparently not. It's a great product. I'm glad it's sticking around. One thing that's annoying about the oversized bronzers is that there's no protective case here. Like, you know, a lot of the products, they have a little bubble and a brush. There's no bubble or brush, which is very annoying, but it's still a great product. You know how I said a minute ago that orange is the new red for Chanel? Also for Chanel, if you've paid attention, they really are obsessed with green, purple, and orange. A lot of their collections recently have been green, purple, and orange. Now that I've said it, you're going to see it everywhere. Anyway, Chanel also redid their single eyeshadows last year, and I have to say that I love it. I love the new formula. It is incredibly creamy and pretty and colorful, and there is some purple and green in here. I did not get an orange, but I did get some fun colors. The first one here is part of the new eyeshadow singles, but this one is a topper shade. And this one here is the 220 Blanc Perle, so a pearly white. There is no photo or video that will ever do this justice. If you've seen this in person, you'll know what I'm saying. I don't know if you're going to see it exactly here. You can wear it on its own. You can layer it on literally any color. It transforms it into a beautiful pearlescent, slight slight pink shift. It's really quite something. I, of course, went with 232 Lilac Poudré, so a powdery lilac, and you can tell that when I buy my products, I buy them to use them. I'm a big fan of purple and lilac, and this one here is no exception. I keep knocking into my Bioderma makeup remover here, but this is so pretty. This is light, ethereal, springtime, so pretty. And then I also got the 220 Jade Facette. This is a beautiful green, absolutely outstanding. This release was so beautiful, and the entire new eyeshadow series is just very well done. The reformulation is worth it, and the colors are exquisite. Moving on to some blush, I went to a Nars beauty event and they gifted me a couple of new blushes. It's their old blush formula reinvented. They gave me the Orgasm blush, which I didn't like. It was too glittery, but the shades Behave and Obsession are really lovely. So Behave is more matte. It really is your cheek, but better. It's in that if a blush and a bronzer had a baby category, it's very light, but it looks like a blush, just a very natural flush. But Obsession, if you like a warm red lipstick, Obsession is a great blush combination here. This is so pretty. It's so good for summer. If you're prone to a tan, if you have a deeper complexion than me, this is so pretty. It looks like a lot right here, of course. I did a pretty generous swatch, but oh, it's so pretty. And again, if you like a warm orangey red lipstick in the summer, which I do, this is gorgeous with it. I also adored the Givenchy Interdit mascara. That was new last year. That one is a phenomenal mascara. I don't have it anymore because I threw it out, but if you want like a really good, expensive mascara, that one's a great one. Now, this from Dior. Oh my goodness. I think this was the fall collection. This is Le Plan de Paris, the Paris plan. I think they literally made this palette for me alone. I mean, not really, but I would like to think so. This is 173 L'Étoile. The entire collection was inspired by locations in Paris, monuments, famous historical sites, and this one here is so pretty. It's so blue. What else is there to say? I mean, this light periwinkle, cornflower blue, whatever you want to call it, is so ethereal, so pretty. The entire palette is just a blue eyeshadow lover's fantasy. It's exquisite. And also this release, like this is how you do a release. It looked so well thought out. There was a vision, there was a plan across the board from Dior Beauty to Dior Fashion. There was the Paris plan. You could see it across the fashion line, not just here's a random product we thought of off the top of our head. It felt very intentional. And this palette in particular, what a standout for me as a blue eyeshadow fanatic. Another new discovery for me is Ilia Beauty. I've only tried one product from them, but this is a lip pencil lipstick, and this is the shade Piazza. This is a beautiful orangey red lipstick. I'll put it next to the blush here, and you can see it is so pretty. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous red for summer with a slight tan. Oh, it's so pretty. And what's nice is that this is a lipstick, but in a lip crayon formula. So when you keep it sharp, you can do your lip liner and then fill your lip in 2-in-1 at the same time. It's one less product. It's very easy, great, simplified, and they're very creamy. You saw me, like there's no skipping, no dragging. It's very hydrating. If you have dry lips, which I do in this climate, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous product. This collection here, this release from Dior, this is what Dior is about. This gave me old school, classic, good Dior because they've come out with some reformulations that have really stunk recently, which we will talk about in a minute. But they've come out with these blush and highlighter duos, and I just have to show you. Look at this. This is dirty because I use it basically every day. I did not use it today, but I use it all the time. And these are either a bronzer, contour, and highlighter, or a blush and highlighter. And get ready for a jump scare. This one is the shade 100. Yeah, I absolutely, I love this so much. It is so good. The packaging, the quilting, the quality, the color, the payoff. It is exactly what Dior needs to be. And I think I'm going to hit pan on this at some point. Like, I dig into this. The 100 palette here is a little bit more neutral, cool leaning, which I really love. It's this over here. And the highlighter, I gave a pretty generous swatch, but when you actually apply it, it really melts into the skin like butter. It doesn't look like a powder. It really melts into the skin. This is so natural. It's sculpted, but in a super natural but noticeable way. It's so pretty. Like, this was like love at first swipe. Like, one swipe and I was done. I was hooked and I was off to Paris with them. It was so fantastic. And this here is one of the blush and highlighter duos. Now, I have to say, from my experience here, the highlighter in the blush compact is not as good. I don't know why. I thought it would be the exact same. No. The blush here, the 257 Dior Riviera, fantastic. The blush is beautiful, but I find the highlighter to be a little bit thicker in consistency. I find it to be not quite as smooth. This is the blush up here, and this is the highlighter. See, it doesn't feel or look quite the same. It has a little bit more of a chunky glitter quality. I really don't know why. I really expected them to copy paste the formula, but they did not. Just to keep that in mind. However, I really love the formula. You can tell how much I love the blush. It looks mangled and used because I love it so much. Moving on to items you did not see because I went on sabbatical, and I did buy a couple makeup items, but I didn't show them to you because I was off, not online. It was fantastic. I bought the Tom Ford Metallic Mauve palette, and they even engraved it, and they put my name, Allison, on the front here. Fantastic. And this was the fall collection, I think, or around the fall time. This is the palette. It's a combination of matte and shimmers. I find that the matte eyeshadows in this Tom Ford palette are just so buttery. It's a matte, but it's not too dry. It's not chalky. The top shimmer color here feels more like a topper. Most Tom Ford palettes have a topper shade, but this purple one down here feels a little bit less topper and more like a classic shimmer. Altogether, these blend so well. They're very nice. You can do like a nice smoky eye. You can go quite deep with this, but you can do something lighter. It's very, very pretty. And I also tried one of their new eyeliners, lip liners. They redid their lip liner formula last year, and I got this shade A-List. This has been living in my purse. It's kind of all faded. Having just swatched Ilia and Tom Ford, I think the Ilia lipstick is a little bit creamier, but this is A-List, and it is creamy. It's just maybe not quite as creamy as the lipstick. I wanted something dark. I wanted something vampy. I wanted something slightly 90s. So that's what I got here. A-List is like almost a little bit brown. It looks quite warm compared to this here, but it's very pretty. I do really enjoy this new formula here. So give me a moment to remove this makeup, and we're going to talk about some of the worst makeup of 2024. The worst makeup of 2024. Starting off strong, we have the Chanel Les Beiges Winter Glow Cool Eyeshadow Palette. Cool where, okay? This is what it looks like. You see some purples. You think that's fine. Let me give you a swatch. On me, this entire palette turns into a weird, muddy, warm red. I don't know what they're doing to their formulas. Does this look cool toned to you? No, it doesn't to me either. I tried to wear it. I did a couple of videos. They're all bad. They're all bad. It's warm, muddy red. Why? Why is it called cool toned? Right? Like, why would you make a purple warm? So that was awful. It still is awful. I know it works for some people. I'm so happy for you. Good for you. It does not work for me. Just so disappointing. Like, why? Why can't they do anything right? Next up, the Dior Forever Natural Glow Star Filter Shade 3. This was like a liquid highlighter primer similar to the Charlotte Tilbury filter. This gave me the worst acne. Like, I'm prone to breakouts around my chin once a month. This gave me huge zits under, like under the skin, and they hurt. You can feel them. And I got them in the weirdest places. Like, we all get breakouts in classic spots. I would get them on my neck. Basically, any place where I apply the product and, you drag it down on my neck. Why would I get a breakout on my neck? And again, like that heavy, painful under the skin breakout in the middle of the cheek. And I returned that product because it was bad. It gave me the worst breakouts. I don't know what ingredient it was, but it was something in there. I also returned 2 of their single eyeshadows because I bought 4 right away, and then I swatched them and I was like, what? The first one I returned was Cashmere because it was just like a matte brown, and I was like, wait, I could literally just use a bronzer to do this exact same color. And Denim. Now, I love blue, as stated, but Denim was very disappointing. There was no color payoff. It was invisible. No merci. I also really was disappointed with the Chanel Lilac mascara. They came out with this with the single eyeshadow Palooza. I love color, and I thought that the lilac mascara could be fun. It could be like a cute little experiment. I have a lot of high contrast, okay? Like dark hair, dark eyebrows, dark eyelashes, more like medium fair skin tone. But the lilac just made my eyelashes look invisible. It looked like I bleached them. It was so weird. I tried it on the bottom. I tried it on top. I tried just on the top of the lashes. No, I looked like Doja Cat with like the bleached eyebrows, but like bleached eyelashes. Just not a look for me. And last but not least, as terrible for 2024, is something that I knew better. And I'm mad at myself because I knew better, but I did it anyway. The Chanel Enchanted Night, whatever, oversized eyeshadow and blush palette. I know, I knew that I wouldn't like it, but I was like, but it's fun, it's colorful, I love color. But whenever I see a product like this, what rings in my mind is, who is this for? Who is this for? Who is this for? It's not me. I tried. Okay. I understand a blush palette. This highlighter is a chunky, airborne, volatile glitter. The orange is a nice blush if you can make it work. I find that this does not blend well. I find that everything has turned hard pan after, like the orange has turned hard pan after like 4 or 5 applications. The purple is really dark, and on me, I swear that purple has a little bit of a warm undertone. Call me crazy, but I want my purples to be cool toned, not warm. Who is this for? Let me know in the comments. I don't know who it's for. It's not for me. And this is the first and last time I'm ever buying one of these oversized palettes. I knew that it was not going to work. I don't know why. It was like, it's colorful, it's fun, it's giving like 80s maximalism. Could be, no merci. I knew better and I did it anyway. Lesson learned, never again. I'm actually surprised it's not closer to the Cool Tones palette, but there's just something, yuck. Like, what is this glitter? Who is this for? I don't know. Anyway, I could keep ranting, But I think that's it. I think that is it for the best luxury releases of 2024 and the worst of the worst. Like, wow, whew, some of them are just bad. Anyway, if you made it to the end of today's video, please leave a little blue emoji. Any blue emoji will do. We will try to channel some blue eyeshadow for 2024, but I'm not hopeful. I mean, I would love to be, but I don't think it's going to happen. But anyway, leave a blue emoji down below. Make sure to hit subscribe and hit that notification bell because I am back from sabbatical. And yeah, let me know what else you'd like to see from me. I think I'm going to do a get ready with me with some of my favorites from the year. And I will recreate the makeup look that I did in my I'm back from sabbatical video. That is all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.